What was the dumbest thing you did while losing your virginity that you believed was normal? After I finished, she was on her back and me on top. She stretched her arms out above her head, which I recognize now. She wanted me to grab her arms and kiss her all sexy and dom-like. So instead I gave her a crisp double high five, person raising both hands in celebration. We were kissing and cuddling for some time before, and she said, "How far do you want to take this?" Not realizing what she meant, I kinda stuttered a bit and said, "Well, I was hoping to marry you one day," completely unironically. Safe to say we had a pretty good night. Asked her if she still wanted to study for the test while we were doing it. She invited me over to study and revealed her motive was much more sexual. Edit: yes, I passed the test, got an A+. I used to think the dick had to come all the way out and go all way in and all way out and all way in, like full withdrawal between every thrust. I was getting a blowjob and I wanted her to lick my balls, but I didn't know how to tell her, so I whispered loudly, "Balls." I couldn't figure out how to put the condom on. Didn't know it was a roll-on type thing. So I held the condom over my mouth, blew into it like a balloon, then tried to quickly stretch it on before all the air let out. His dick tasted rank to the point the smell made me gag, but thought it was normal. It took getting to my current long-time partner, who is a very thorough cleaner, to realize that no, dicks don't have to taste like weak old piss. I just gagged again, oh my god. As we finished with her on top, she looked me straight in my eyes and let out a Perry the Platypus growl. I couldn't help myself and go Perry the Platypus, in my best Doofenskmertz voice. Not sure if this is really dumb, but I kept thinking, is it? Am I actually having sex now? I put my hair into a low bun, looked him straight in the eyes, and said, "Low buns make me feel like a boy in colonial times." No idea why I said that. He just stared at me for a few seconds. Commented on the fact that her cat was peeing in the toilet. Never seen or heard of this before in my life and was absolutely amazed. I genuinely thought the vagina was behind the pubes. Spent minutes poking away until she grabbed me and pointed me in the right direction. I feel so sorry for her. The guy I lost my virginity to must have watched a lot of porn, because he thought it was normal to try to fist me every time. Like I just lost my virginity and you think your fist is going to fit in me. Took a lot of pussy punches before I finally said adios. He was eating me out and sniffed my pussy like he was sniffing crack cocaine. I sat there literally biting my mouth shut so I wouldn't bust out laughing. Edit: apologies for not knowing the proper way to administer crack cocaine specifically. I'll be sure to quit school and stay in drugs next time, lol. Rushed to shower right after finishing the deed. For some reason it was super important to get clean ASAP, as if it's mandatory. That was my thinking. Going too hard on the clit. Was only told to chill for sexual partners later. Why don't we talk about sex with our sexual partners enough? My brother's story, his first time consisted of him yelling, "Where's the hole?" Heard it from my room. We were both inexperienced. She went down and let's just say the vacuum pulled too hard and it hurt. For a moment I felt a part of me might get detached. Teeth involved, too. I moaned because, well, I was supposed to. Then she went harder. I'm somehow still alive. LMAO, I asked my GF at the time if she climaxed right after we finished. It was like 2 minutes long and she couldn't stop laughing. 10+ years later, and every now and then we'll catch up over text and a joke based around that will pop up. I didn't realize the AC in the car wouldn't work if the engine wasn't on. We got very, very sweaty. My foreplay with fingers was like someone trying to get jam out of a jar wearing cricket gloves. Think she was relieved to just fuck. Physically heard my high school girlfriend's grandma turn off the TV and get up and leave after a few minutes. Thin walls in a small house are a nightmare. I was so nervous I tried to lighten the mood with humor and tapped his dick like a microphone and said, "Is this thing on, confounded face?" Before I lost my virginity officially, but I was giving my boyfriend and handjob and he was about to come, so he said, "It's gonna make a mess," and I replied, "What is?" He then came all over my hand and I freaked out and yelled, "You!" I did not know about jizz. I knew sperm was microscopic, so I thought it was just like little germs you can't see that escaped randomly from the penis during sex. I didn't realize there was a liquid component. Face with tears of joy. No foreplay at all. Not even making out. He was turned on, I wasn't. Bled like hell for hours. Thought it was normal because everyone bleeds the first time. Thank God, nothing. She was my age but more experience, and her thing was to initiate boys, so she guided me through the whole thing. God bless her, every high school class needs a girl like her. And #X200B. Edit, spelling. I just laid there because I honestly didn't know what happened after it went in. I had no clue about thrusting or anything, so I certainly didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't even bend my legs, just spread them flat on the bed. I was a starfish. I don't think I actually did anything particularly weird when I lost mine, but if the first time I slept with a man counts, I tucked my lips over my teeth while giving him a blowjob. I don't know if I thought it was normal, exactly, but it seemed logical at the time. TV had given me this notion that pausing the action to put on a condom was a mood killer, think George Costanza, so while I was eating her out I quietly put on a condom so I was ready to go. Then of course she was like, wait, condom. And I just grinned and showed her my freshly wrapped peen like already got one, which understandably confused the fuck out of her. I think I invented reverse stealthing. So that was fun. He said, turned over and fell asleep. He was inside me for approximately 26 seconds. I finished the job and called my mom so she'd pick me up LMAO. I didn't know how to put the condom on. I thought you had to stretch it and then put it over and let it slap against the willy. Due to the excessive stretching, the condom broke and I came inside of her. Nervous weeks followed. Not me but the girl I lost my virginity with immediately put on. I just had sex the second after the deed was done. It was both of our first times and I was uncomfortable. I thought I'd lose my foreskin, that when you lose your virginity your foreskin would magically disappear and I'd look circumcised. She put the condom and the wrapper in a Ziploc and told me to take it with me when I left. She didn't want the evidence in her room. Face with tears of joy, smiling face with open mouth and cold sweat. Didn't know what queefing was. She stopped to let some air out, and I thought she was ripping us. In her words, verbatim, she said, sorry, bit queefy. I didn't want her to feel awkward, so I said yeah, no worries, I'm lactose intolerant. There was a few seconds of weird eye contact where nothing was going through my head, although I wish a bullet had. Not the worst story out there, but it's kept me up at night more than a few times. During our first time, she took off her bra. I'm more of an ass man, tits are nice, I just don't go crazy over them. I guess she was expecting more of a reaction, so she asked me as if I seemed upset. Didn't want her to be upset, so I say, I like them. They're pretty poggers. Never said poggers unironically. Don't know why I said it. Haunts me to this day.